just wondering how important you think it is with like the rise of social media and everything, how important it is to be represented by a PR company or in a showroom, or no offense to these, or by doing it in-house. Like, what do you think the advantages are of both, or
I think of advantage of a showroom. It's being I've had the showroom for 10 years, and again, like Jen, it's years that you've worked within the industry and the relationships that you have. So it's if you decide that you want to be in the showroom, it's also you're gaining the relationships that have been developed from us, myself and so forth, that we bring to the forefront to our designers. It's the same with the press, and I think the challenge is I don't think one's right or wrong. It's the individual. It's what's right and what's best for your collection and what's best for your company. So I'm not going to say you got to sign on to a PR company, but I think it's also about also deciding, can you do it all yourself? Do you want to get out there and you want to sell it to everybody? Also, no matter even if you have a showroom or if you don't, I think it's really important for designers to be involved and always be accessible. From a press standpoint, from a sales standpoint, this is your business. We only, the best scenarios and the most success that I have with designers is when they're really partnerships and they're involved and they're accessible also. And I welcome that. Some companies don't, but I do, because this is your business. We take it as seriously as you do, and these are relationships that you need to cultivate yourself.
I can speak to that as well. I mean, I never signed with a showroom. When I first launched, I looked at every showroom in the city, and I sort of figured that I wanted to sell the product myself. It was something that I made, and that I could explain to buyers myself. I didn't want to be in an office, 40 blocks away, and someone else kind of, not explaining, all the details that went into my product. So we opened our own showroom. We now have 2 full-time people that sell the collection, and I'm in all the meetings, whether it's a small specialty store that buys 10 pieces a season from us, or whether it's a big department store. I feel like the interaction is very important between the designer and the buyer. And as you said, you have to kind of pick and choose what you outsource and what you don't. And for PR, I have a consultant, Laura, and I felt that I couldn't juggle everything myself, so I needed help on that front. So I think it's important to kind of see where your strengths are, and you can't do everything yourself.
Neil, this is for you. I just wanted to say congratulations. I think Warby Parker is one of the most innovative online e-commerce sites I think that's out there. There's so many sites out there that have got no point of view or doing anything differently. I was just curious about the user experience and what you found the user experience is really unique, and the whole measurement thing when you roll over the glasses and it tells you exactly what it measures rather than having to go into some sort of footnote to find the size guide and all of that annoying stuff. Has that proved useful in converting people to sales?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you have to build an organization being customer-centric, and that means understanding who your customer is and how they behave. We originally built the website by literally mapping out what each web page was going to look like on PowerPoint and printing it out and going up to our friends and saying, hey, what button would you press? Okay, that would take you to this page. What button would you press? And it was probably the most ghetto user testing you could do, but it gave us tremendous insight, and I think gave us a good platform from where to start. And now we have this amazing team. Actually, Tim and Stephanie are here in the room that lead our user experience and design, and they spend a lot of time thinking, how can, not so much looking at what other people are doing, but how can we rethink this entire process? And that's something that has, I think, been ingrained in the company from the beginning, is how can we rethink the way glasses are purchased and make sure that it's fun and exciting and interesting. It's a social activity, like walking into an optical shop and having glasses behind a glass display or behind a counter out of reach. It's not fun. But being able to see the large images, being able to understand the measurements, being able to have them sent to your home, being able to go into an amazing boutique like bring your friends and your loved ones and get their feedback. And one of the things that we did from a social media standpoint, again, social media is just a medium, and how can you give people reasons to communicate with one another, is that we encourage people to take photos of themselves wearing the glasses after they've done a home try-on, upload it to our Facebook wall, and get feedback from other people.